Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance Thicklin.
And I'm Amber French.
Happy Wednesday to all of you.
A man in Mandan is now facing jail time after a recent violent encounter.
Police say they were contacted around 5 a.m. on Monday. They spoke to a woman at a hospital who told them that Bryce Snow showed up to her home in Mandan and started punching her.
She says he then put her in a chokehold and she fell unconscious. She says Snow left with a child. Police questioned and arrested Snow. He was in Morton County Court this week charged with attempted murder, child abuse, and aggravated assault. A judge set his bond at $7,500 and he was told to stay away from the victims. Snow is scheduled to go on trial in February. Also this morning, Game & Fish is now offering refunds to hunters in 5 western units due to an outbreak of EHD affecting white-tailed deer. If you don't know, EHD is a viral disease spread by gnats that primarily affect white-tailed deer through other big game species that can be affected. The virus does not pose a risk to humans, but hunters are being advised not to shoot or consume any deer that appear sick. A wildlife health biologist with the department says the outbreak began in early September and appears mild with about 20 reports of deer deaths, mostly in Bowman and Adams counties, but they will continue to monitor reports and may end up expanding the refund to additional units. So any hunter or landowner is being asked to report dead deer, including photos and location due to the department's online wildlife mortality reporting system. For a look at which units hunters can request a refund in, as well as a link to the mortality reporting system, go to the article on our website. That's at kxnet.com. More and more families are struggling to keep a roof over their heads in our state, and leaders are coming together to change that. The North Dakota Housing Finance Agency hosted its first ever homeless conference in Bismarck called Partnerships for Progress. It's the first time state agencies, housing developers, and service providers have come together to focus on ending homelessness in North Dakota. Right now, rising housing costs and limited affordable rental options are putting pressure on families across the state. So for many, living paycheck to paycheck, one unexpected bill can mean losing their home or spending nights in a vehicle. Leaders say the goal is to bring everyone to the same table and start building solutions.
I mean, we like to say if one person is homeless, that's too much, right? So as we've seen over the last few years, as home prices have continued to increase, rents have continued to increase, so that exacerbates the issue, right? So those lower rents keep increasing, so those people that are right on the margins kind of slip and fall through the cracks, and then they need some extra assistance, and they can fall into homelessness where they're spending nights in their car, sleeping on a couch.
Officials say the partnerships built could lead to more affordable housing projects, better coordination between agencies, and faster help for people at home people at risk of losing their homes. Good morning, Andre.
And good morning to you too, Amber and Chance. Now looking here in Dickinson, we are seeing those foggy conditions this morning with a visibility of 2 miles. So it's feeling a little bit more like Halloween now. And the temperature is at 43 degrees. Now as we head over into Lake Metagoshi, we're also seeing those foggy conditions with a visibility of 1 mile, and the temperature is at 41 degrees. Now looking ahead, folks, we are going to continue to see those foggy conditions this morning. And also once we get into the rest of the day today, we're going to see those temperatures increase to around where we should be this time of year. And guess what? The rain is going to be moving on in here pretty soon. And we can thank our area low pressure for that. That is to our south and west. And this is going to continue to move its way towards the north and east over time. And this is going to be providing us with some really good rain chances around here. And it will be breezy at times as we progress along the way too. Now, as far as our current visibility right now, our visibility is looking quite bad in our northern areas, and even in our southern areas are looking quite rough too, and especially here in Dickinson where it's at 2 miles. We have 1 mile there in Lake Metagoshi and Bottineau area, and 0 miles there in Rolla, and 1.7 there in Harvey. So again, drive slowly, drive safely, have those lights on, and just make sure that you have plenty of space between cars, and just get rid of all distractions altogether. And as far as our current temperatures, our temperatures right now are mainly in the 40s at this time, and throughout the rest of the day, we have going to see an increase in temperatures. But guess what? Over the last 24 hours, we have seen an increase in temperatures, about 5 to 15 degrees warmer. So it is quite noticeable to say the least. And guess what? The fog is just going to continue to be a problem over the next few hours here. And once we get into the later portions of the morning and afternoon, that is where those conditions will start to improve. But guess what? We're going to remain on the overcast side throughout the day today, so really won't be seeing much of any substantial sunshine, if you will. Now our highs for today, will mainly be in the 50s, so it is going to be around where we should be this time of year. And once we get into this evening, we will be watching for those rain chances increasing into our southwestern counties. This is 7 o'clock this evening, and this is where Dickinson is going to start being impacted by some light to moderate rainfall, and that's going to continue to spread its way towards the north and east by midnight tonight and into our 5 o'clock hour. We could even see some thunderstorm chances around here, so we'll be watching this very closely. Good news is no severe weather is expected, but we will be watching things just in case the forecast changes, and they do change here in North Dakota. And once we get into around the afternoon hours on Thursday, we're going to continue to see those rain chances around here, and it looks like the western side of the state is going to be mainly impacted by this system. So this is going to be bringing us some really substantial rainfall around here. In fact, we are thinking about 1 to 2 inches in our western tier counties, but once we get further towards the east, we're thinking about 1/2 inch to an inch with locally higher totals and heavier pockets, so that's something to keep in mind. Now the rain chances will start coming to an end by the time we get into our Friday, and then once we get into our Saturday and Sunday here in Williston, it's going to be looking a lot better around here with temperatures consistently being in the 50s, and it could be breezy to windy at times as we head into our Friday and into our Saturday. And looking here in Dickinson, we're also going to be seeing that common pattern with conditions improving by the weekend. Now looking here in the Magic City, we're going to be seeing 50s today, 50s tomorrow, rain chances, and that's going to continue into our Friday. And once we get into the weekend and into early next week, we will be seeing those temperatures remain in the 50s with those quieter conditions during that time period. And that same thing goes here in the capital city too, with those conditions improving by Saturday. So it looks like Chance and Amber over the next few days, it's going to be a potentially wet one around here.
It sure will be. All righty, Andre, thank you for a check of the forecast. For everyone here at KX News, for Andre, Amber, I'm Chance, for our whole entire production team, have a great day.